Oga, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I can. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Eh?
Loud and
Can
clear.
you hear me?
I
Yes,
can
yes,
hear
yes, yes,
you.
yes. Eh?
I can hear you, sir.
All right, me too. I can hear you.
Can you see me?
Okay. Oga, check the
Don't
piano.
mind you. Yeah, I can hear the piano as well.
And I'm clear. My face is clear enough.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we are
So
live
really here,
already,
girl.
but yeah. No, 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 no. That's not a
Sorry.
problem. We are live already, so of course, so it's just normal checkup. So I'll
Okay.
just before I'll need to play your profile before we start, but since we are good
Okay.
to go, and we may
Yeah,
just
you
wait
can do
for
it,
some
though.
people,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. No problem. All
Yeah,
right, sir. I'm
so I may
fine.
need to
But
just
nobody's
quickly
seen us
send
yet.
the link to some people so that they'll be able to join.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right then. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm,
Just lower it there. Yeah. So you'll be hearing yourself. Okay, so I'll play the profile now. I'll play our guest. He's not a guest to me. He's not a stranger to me. He's my boss. He's a big brother to me, a very good one. I've been influenced, impacted by the grace upon his life, and so today we are having him, and he's going to be discussing something very important. So without any delay, I'm just going to play his profile before we, zero in into the conversation. And here goes the profile.
Caleb Babatunde is a detail-oriented and a dynamic musician with significant experience in music coaching, music directing, music production, management and sales for over a decade. He has handled multiple musical projects for many diverse teams. He is also the founder at Cab Music Institute. His passion for building musicians sees him delivering high-quality services using both standard and bespoke methods. He has excellently served with several worship teams, bands, artists, and musical groups home and abroad. Without further delay, welcome to Music Growth Webinar 2021, Caleb Babatunde.
Hi. Are we live now? Okay. So from what I see here, it says everyone can see and hear me. So if you can see me and hear me, I want to welcome you to day 3 of this, very, very impactful and very detailed and very, it's been a lot of sessions we've had, and I've been a part of those sessions, and it's been awesome. So I want to welcome everybody. But first, thank you very much, my brother and friend, Mr. Peter Oluwadare. Is an amazing musician. Worked on several projects together. We are still working, and it's been amazing. So I want to welcome everybody to this session. We're going to be talking about songwriting. I hope I am really
Yeah.
audible. All right,
Yes,
thank
yes,
you.
yes. Very audible, sir. I'm
Okay,
hearing
thank
you.
you.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh,
So
thank you very
just
much.
like he's saying, I'm sorry to cut you. So just like
No
he's saying,
problem.
he's my boss and he's a very great
Ah,
MD and very good one. This we're talking about music clarity, and one of the reason why I'm bringing him on board is not just because he's a very good person, but because I've enjoyed some clarity when it comes to my music, career and whatever it is I want to talk about music. I met him some years ago, something like 5 years ago, and it feels like
wow.
like I've known him for a decade or over, that, and he has really impacted me. So that's why we're having here today. So we just have to zero into the conversation, and we trust that some people are going to join us more. Okay, so he wants to talk to us about songwriting, and I believe some people are going to have questions. So if you are joining us, please, you can just tell us, just type the, in the comment section your question, and we'll, answer. We'll be glad to answer you. So over to you, Mr. Caleb.
All right. Thank you so much, my friend and brother. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited about this. I mean, this we've been talking about gaining clarity is really important. I mean, a lot of people are doing this, but some people are not even clear as to why they are doing it and as to what they are doing. And so it's really important
Mm,
that we put these things to perspective and these things we're talking
yeah.
about. And truth of the matter is, we can't exhaust everything there is to talk about because of the short
Mm,
time. But I'm sure that
yeah.
this is to ignite some form of thirst, some form of
Yeah.
deep connection in people's hearts
Yeah.
to what it is they are doing, and then they can seek more knowledge. And of course, I'm sure they can contact Oga Peter anytime. Mr. Peter. Anyway, we like to call him Oga Peter, so I'm used to doing that.
Ah,
All right, if you're
yeah. He
watching,
calls me
if you're
Oga
watching
Peter.
from if you're watching from anywhere, any other part of the any other part of the world, when you hear Oga Peter, Oga means master. So his name is Peter. We call him Oga Peter. So I'm so used to calling him that. Anyway, so let's get down to business already. Okay, so songwriting. I mean, almost anybody can say, "Oh, songwriting is the heart of writing songs," right? You could just say it's the
Yeah.
ability of to write songs or something, but it's way beyond that. I would like to, I would like for us to see songwriting from the aspect of like sharing a story, like communicating
Okay.
something. You know, um, no one starts to say something, no one begins to talk about something without having something first in mind. Do you understand? Because
Mm,
there is something in your mind that you're trying to communicate, and when you're doing music, you must be able to communicate that which is on your mind. All right, so which is what we are
mm,
basically talking about when we are doing songwriting. And a lot of times
yeah.
there is also sincerity in the way that we say what's on our mind. All right. So there's a way I can
Mm,
communicate something, and you can tell that, oh, what I am trying to communicate is real. It's an experience.
mm,
It's very real to me. It's not just that I'm trying to, cook up a story or just put something up. No, no, no. But it's
yeah.
real. Real story, real stuff. Like this person is sincere. There is a sense of sincerity that comes with
Yeah.
whatever it is I'm trying to share. I'm trying to let people know and all of that. So, which is
Mm,
why it is important to put some factors into consideration before
yeah.
we get into songwriting. And one of those factors is okay. Let me just say a few things before I move forward. All right. For anything,
Okay.
for any occupation, for any job, whatever, for any field, there are rules, there are ways by which we do certain things. All right, there are ways with
Yeah.
which we do things. And same applies for songwriting. Same applies. So
Okay.
there are some things we need to consider. There are some things we need to know. There are some things we need to put into consideration. There are principles. There are tools. There are ideas. There are all of those things. But one thing I won't call these things. I won't call them rules. I won't call them rules and regulations. So I won't do that. All right. So I will
Mm,
just say that they are principles. I'd rather call them principles and tools and say ideas and all of this. This is important to know these things. And but I won't call them rules. The reason why I won't call them rules is that if I choose to call them rules, you will be boxed by them. You will be
mm,
boxed by them, and that box would not aid your creativity. That boxing would not aid your that freedom, that sense of freedom you need to birth something. There's a whole world of imagination, and you don't want to be boxing your world of imagination by some rules. However, the rules are there to guide you, not to box you.
yeah.
I'll say that again. That's very
Yeah.
profound. The rules are
Mm,
there to guide you, not to
to
box you.
guide.
To guide
Yeah.
you, not to box you. So there are rules, there are
Mm,
certain rules you need to consider. They are there to just guide you, just help you. Okay, this is where to go. This is how to do these things and all of that. But they are not there to box you. All right.
yeah.
So that's really important. So what I'm going to say first is that if you're going to let's just say we want to write a song right now and then put it into perspective. All right. So if you're going to write a song, the first thing I'm going to tell you is to take away the pressure of writing a song. All right. First thing, first thing
Mm.
I'm gonna tell you is take away the pressure. Don't say, I want to write a song. I just want to write a song, and you're putting a deadline to it, and you're saying, oh, I
Mm.
just need to. No, no, take away that pressure. It's not gonna help you. Like, it's not gonna help you. Yes, I understand that there is a level with which you grow to doing this. That okay, you can get some things done spontaneously and all of that, but the basic thing is that you take away the pressure of yourself. Like, take every form of pressure off yourself. And you can also put it like this to say that I rather say another way to say you're setting yourself free. Like, set yourself free. Set yourself free. A lot of pressure that might set in, that might come into the picture because people expectation from people, expectation from maybe
Yeah.
you have a deadline and all of that. But you need to first set your mind free. Set your mind free. In that freedom, you're going to birth a lot of great stuff than boxing yourself
Mm.
up. All right. So let me not stay long on that. So it's really important. However, I just want to say a few other things, you know, about that. Um, Before I go into melodies and the song structure and all of those things, these are the first things you should consider doing. Set your mind free away from every form of pressure. Then also in talking about that, I also want to add this that you something came to my mind this evening and I would just like to say it here. It says you are already the song, which means
Mm.
whatever song you want to write, you are already the song.
You are
Like,
already a song.
yes, I've never heard this anywhere, so you can just put it somewhere and put K. You can
Yeah,
put that.
I will put the name Babatunde Caleb there. You are already a song.
You're already the song. You only need to find your story. All right. You're already the song. All you need to do is to
Yeah.
find a story behind the song. Like, help establish that, put it into perspective, put it into music and all of that. That's what you need to do. But you're already the song.
Mm.
I mean, you are. They say that we are the how do they say this and that? Our experiences make us. I don't know. That's not the way they put it, but like, you are the sum total of everything you've been through, right? Yeah. So you are
Mm.
the
That's
total
correct.
of everything you've been through. It might be your personal
Yeah.
experience. It might be your experience with someone else. It might be someone's story,
Yeah.
someone you love. It might be, some challenges you have been through growing up. It might be some particular problems that will just catch your attention. I mean, some people just hate to see children suffer. Some people just hate to see, ladies being abused and all of those things. And you can birth a lot of
Yeah.
great songs from these stories. So it might not be your personal experience, all right? It might not be your
Yeah.
personal, it might not be that you have gone through it, but it might just be that, okay, you know someone who is going through stuff and it's giving you that sense of concern for that situation. And that can just birth a story out of you. And that's what I mean by you already the story. So it might not be your
Yeah.
personal experience, but you are already the story. Like, the greatest songs are the songs that reveal the experiences of people. Those are you
Mm.
can go anywhere. I mean, some few days ago, I was listening to Titanic, that song, My Heart Goes On, Celine Dion song. Remember that very wonderful theme that was used
Yeah.
in Titanic? There's no way you hear that song that you don't remember the experience of Titanic. Like, there's no
Yeah.
way. As a what's that song again? There's this very nice melody that
Like.
started it. There's no way you hear every night in my dreams I see you. I just remember.
You know
There's no
where
way
it's
you
coming
hear that.
from.
You will remember the Titanic experience. You remember. You know what
Yeah.
you're going to remember. Let me tell you what you're going to remember the most. You're not only going to remember the movie. You're going to remember how you felt when you watched the movie.
When you were, oh,
So
very,
you're
very
not
correct.
you're not going to just remember the movie and say, "Oh, Jack," and all those things. Like, oh God, I forgot. You know what? However, but you're going to experience how you felt when you
Yeah.
listen, watch the movie. That's where it becomes your experience. That's
Mm.
where it becomes your experience. And that's why I say that it might not be your personal experience, but because you, one way or the other, you had something to do with it, so it helps you bring out your own story and in that way. So before you can really do this, you need to set yourself free. Like, a lot, you need to just push yourself out of that bondage of I want to write a song. So I think I have said
Mm.
quite a number of things on this, and I just want to like this is the most important thing. No pressure. Tell yourself no pressure. Like
No
no pressure.
pressure.
Like don't put yourself under any pressure because it's not going to help you write. All right, so let's quickly get down to a few things that might help you in the actual writing. So the first thing you want to do is there is a book. There's I've not read the whole of it, but I've read a part of it. I got it from a friend one time, but I still remember what
Okay.
I read from it. It's by Aaron Copland. Aaron Copland,
Okay.
Theory of Creative Process. That's title of the book. So now
The theory
the
of,
book Creative Process.
okay, creative process. All right.
Yes. So theory of creative process. Now, he actually gave like I think four basic guidelines, that you could use to creating a song. I think the first one is musical idea. The musical idea. You must have an idea. All right, musical idea. Then the
Okay.
next one, there's I think the very last one of them would be on medium. I'm trying to see where I wrote this. I'm gonna see it now. I don't want to mix it up. Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, I found it. So the first thing is musical idea. I was right. So second thing, musical idea is where you get the tiniest form of what you got from the song, like for
Mm.
what you're trying to comment. Now this is different from the story. All right, so I might want to communicate hatred, for example. The message, the core message of my song is hatred. I just want to
Okay.
communicate like
Okay. I
hatred.
get you now.
So that's not the musical idea, all right? That's the experience. That's the experience you're communicating with the whole songwriting thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
However, when you now bring it into your musical idea, your musical idea could be just one simple melody, just one simple melody. Now, what's the melody? How am I? So I don't want. I'm trying not to give the theoretical definition of melody, but then just permit me to do it. Okay, so I would say melody is an intervallic movement of notes.
Okay.
All right, say or which can give a melodic contour. All right, so but I don't want to do all of that. But what I just want to what I want to zero in on is that melody is that let me just say set of notes. All right, that are in a particular order in communicating a kind of idea and all of that. So just put it
Yeah.
however it works best for you. You see why the reason why I don't want to do all these definitions is how I started. Like I don't want to box myself because you don't need to know the
Yeah.
definition of melody to write a song. I don't know
To
if you've
write a
got that.
song.
You don't
Correct.
you don't need to know the
Correct.
definition of melody, but you just need to understand what you're doing. All right. So now
Mm.
you might just get a very simple musical idea. It might even just be a theme, theme. Right, just be a theme. So that's theme. It might just be what's it called again? So they say a theme is a shortest musical phrase. A theme is a shortest musical phrase. Shortest musical phrase. So a theme can be let's just do something randomly. Let's just get creative. So let's do something randomly. I have a piano in front of me, so let's see what I can do with it. So a theme.
Okay.
So I said a theme is what a shortest musical phrase or sentence. A shortest musical phrase. So it's not a word. It might
Okay.
just be like two different. A theme can be as small as two different notes.
If I
For
get you
example,
right, THEME, team, right?
that's right. That's right. Yes,
All
theme.
right.
Yes. So now, for example, a theme can be two notes. So I'm on the key of F sharp right now, and I'm
All
playing
right.
just two notes. Re, mi. I hope you can hear that. Re,
Yeah.
mi. All right. Now I can. That might just be my theme. Honestly speaking, I don't know what I want to do right now, but let's just see what's
Mhm.
possible. All right. So now we have re, mi. So what can I do with re, mi? I don't know. Let's just see. Re, mi, re, mi, sa, sa, la, mi. Re. I'll go back to the thing. Re, mi, re, mi.
Da-da,
Da, da,
da-da.
re, da,
I mean, we
re, mi.
already have a
Now,
line already with that.
I'm telling you. Honestly, I didn't know what I was going to do but what I'm just trying to say is what we did was we picked that, they call it thematic material, all right, and that is the
Mhm.
Remy, all right. So I just picked that and I started building on it. So that could just be my musical idea. So it gave me a sense of how what I can build around that idea. So that idea is very important. It's very important that you have a musical idea. You see, we've not even started. This is now songwriting could be. I'm sure a lot of people think songwriting is just about writing the lyrics and all. You don't need lyrics per se to communicate an emotion. If I'm playing
Mm.
an angry, If I'm playing an angry tune, you would know this is an angry tune. If I'm playing an happy tune,
Yeah.
you would know without any single word. Do you understand? You don't need. I can play a sad tune and all that. You will know that it's a sad tune. So you don't really need a word. So let's first put the word somewhere and just think music first. I mean, the words are just going to be dwelling on the melodies that you've created, right? So
Yeah.
let's move on. Please, can you tell me how long I have? Because I really need to work with time so that
Yeah,
I
you
see
still
how
have
much.
we're just like 18 minutes into the conversation, so you still
All
have
right.
like some 20-30 minutes more. So
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
yeah.
All right, so great. So the first thing you want to put, into consideration is your musical idea. So the music idea could be anything. In fact, it could be a rhythm. Now, look at something. Let's still use the same melody, same thematic material that I used at first, which was
Yeah.
right? Trying to keep it simple. All right, so now there's also a rhythmic pattern to that thing. Now
Yeah.
look at that rhythmic pattern. It's papa, papa, right? Papa,
Yeah.
papa. Now I use that also, even though I changed the notes, I
The
still
notes.
continued to use the rhythmic
Yeah. The
that
region.
rhythmic pattern. Exactly. I still
Yeah.
continue papa, 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 papa.
Yeah.
Then now, so far in this melody now, I just have two basic rhythmic patterns. Listen, first one is
Yeah.
papa, papa, same thing as
Papa.
papa. It's still the same thing. Then the second one
Papa.
is papa, papa. Just
Yeah.
two rhythms,
Yeah.
and I have a whole lot. Let's see if you can build more. So I have papa, papa. This is rhythm now. Papa,
Papa.
papa,
Papa.
papa. Exactly.
Papa.
Then I continue to do that. I mean again, same rhythm.
Yeah.
Now I can change the notes to
Hmm.
now. I'm still using the rhythm. La, la,
Yeah.
fa.
The same rhythm but different notes
But
formation.
different melody. But I'm still working
Yeah.
with the same musical idea. So the idea has not
Yeah.
changed. I'm just building around it. So this,
Yeah.
let me tell you one of the best ways of setting yourself free. Really, one of the best way you can take away pressure off you is to actually learn the basics.
I learn the basics, the rudiments. Yeah.
Try to learn the basics. It's going to help you take away pressure. It's going to help you find a way out when you find yourself, in a place where you're stuck. Just having the right elements to tweak can help you. Can
Yeah.
help you
Very
because
correct.
just having the right element to tweak. And that's where they talk about compositional technique. There's something called compositional technique. You can go and read up, or
Mm.
just have a few more questions. I'm sure maybe sometime soon, Mr. Peter will call us for another online training and all that. We can now probably go in depth into some
Yeah.
of these techniques because there are a lot of them. So what am I saying? So I talked about a musical idea. I hope you understand what that means. So you can have a music.
Yeah.
You could have something. I mean, in the gospel, there's this song very simple. Jehovah, you are the most high, right? Jehovah, you are the most high God. Look at the thematic material there. It is Jehovah. If you listen,
Mm. Pa, pa,
it
pa,
just
pa.
stays there. Yeah, that's what the song is built around. Do you
Yeah.
understand? Whatever you want, that's what is built around. What you hear, pa, 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 it reminds you of something. So, and that's just it. So the idea could be rhythm, it could be melody. Look at Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, as simple as it is.
Yeah.
Let's clap the rhythm together. Pa 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 all
Ta,
through
ta, 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 ta,
pa
ta,
pa
ta,
pa
ta, ta,
pa
ta, ta, ta,
through
ta,
the
ta,
song.
ta. Yeah.
Same
Yeah. So the rhythm is the same.
all through the song, all through the melody. Same rhythm.
Yeah.
But they're just changing melody. Tup, 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 tup. So the idea there, you can see that is actually it's dwelling more, it's hinging more on the rhythm, right? So
Yeah.
it's as easy as that. So if you know some of these basic rudiments, of course you can do so much in there. I'm sure Mr. Peter can help us with how that's going to work out. But what I'm trying to say is that you need to understand this, all right? Then the next thing you want to see is okay, say line, your musical line. So your musical line is where you now begin to put it into a particular structure. You can now start
Yeah.
building around the idea. All right, the idea. Okay, so what can I build on this little theme that I have? So you can now say, okay, I'm going to have the line is going to go in this way. So it's called form, really. In actual music, it's called form. All right. So we can do theory if you want us to go theory, but I'm just trying to stay somewhere in between so that you
Yeah.
know. And I hope that is fine, Mr. Peter. I hope that is
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. No problem, sir.
All right, thank you. If you want us to do anyway, so that's the musical line, all right. So we can do the musical line and then go into the form, put in the structure and see. Now let me just come back to set yourself free from there. Don't ever put a deadline for yourself to say I want to complete my song by this. Don't do that because
Mm.
I've heard of songs that the artist or the songwriter got the song maybe in a certain month and got the other part of the song years later, like years later. And so don't ever put yourself under that pressure. It's not going to help you. So the
I
next one is
remember listening to, sorry to cut you, I remember listening to Timmy Dakolo's in a webinar like this, and he was talking about
great.
this song that he wrote, this song he wrote about his wife. No, is it Yaomi? No, not that one. The one he was fighting with the kids, that he and the kids were
Oh,
fighting in
many
the
things.
video.
Baby, oh, baby. You're like,
Yeah, he said he got the chorus of the song like,
yeah.
let's say in January, and then the verse in like September, like wide
Whoa.
apart, because he said he didn't want to do the normal thing, like he was just racking his brain and then thinking. He said he doesn't want to do something that is just normal, so he had to just wait. I mean, for
That's a
almost 9 to 10 months. Yeah,
wow.
so that's it.
And that
Go ahead,
name,
sir.
that name, Timmy Dakolo is a great songwriter. Honestly, I think I heard that he actually went to study songwriting in Berkeley
Yeah,
after that.
Berkeley College. Yeah, Berkeley.
Study. So you can see how far we can get into this. So I'm just basically sharing a bit, and that's a very good. I mean, you can tell from the songs. I still can't forget the what's the song for Nigeria I wrote again? Great Nation. As in
Yeah,
that song people keep saying if you check it on YouTube, right? I'm sure you see people's comments there that says that
of
this should be
course.
Nigeria's national anthem because of how much emotions the song communicates. As in you will just hear that song and you just want to pray for your country or you just want to, represent your country. All right. So this I'm talking about is the musical medium. All right, there is medium. The medium is now this one is more important for instrumental music though, but it's also important for whatever kind of song. Medium is what you use in communicating. So that is where you begin to say, oh, this song would sound better in a on this instrument with the harp.
Mm.
This tune will sound better on the saxophone. This tune will sound better on the. So you're talking medium, what you want to use to communicate the whole idea. So we talked about your
Medium,
musical idea
right?
of your yes musical medium.
Yeah.
Yes, we've talked about your musical idea. We've talked about your musical line, all right, the form and all of that. Then we talked about the medium, right? So I don't want to stay long on that. And then
Yeah.
finally would be the compositional whole, all right. So the compositional whole, the
Okay.
entirety of the composition, all right, the entirety of the composition, what you're trying to put together. So now it looks like, oh, why am I dwelling on composition and not songwriting? Are they not? Are they the same? Are they different? Yeah, I know we said it's songwriting, but a lot of times it doesn't need. If it's music, it is music. All right, whether it
Mm.
has lyrics or it doesn't have lyrics, it is music. As long as it's musical, then it is music.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah, yeah.
understand? So that's why I went the route of creative process because by the time you're writing a song, you need to be able to imagine how the song is going to be. I mean, in fact, you probably even need that before you start. However, it can get bigger as you go on, but you probably need an idea of what you want to communicate, and you must know how to communicate it best. All right, so
Mm.
so those four things are really important for you to know how to build your songs. For you to know how to build write your songs. However, let me just say a few other things about songwriting before. Then we now come to basic structure. You need to understand basic structures. need to understand basic structure. When I say basic structure, there's something called CCM. It's called contemporary Christian music. All right,
Yeah.
contemporary Christian music. So and CCM is just you see such songs like I'm sure you probably know the likes of Travis Green, Todd Dulaney, and all those people. Now these are people who really do the this CCM kind of music, the Maverick City,
Yeah.
or you find verse, chorus. I'm sure you can even guess with me right now. We can say it together. Sure. So we can. You just the verse, the chorus, then the verse two, and the chorus, and then you have the bridge, and then you come back to the chorus and the or
Yeah.
vamp. So that those are like the basic, song structure that you can just find anywhere. So it's and then the hook and all of that. So so now, but there are some basic elements that you must really, really, really consider having in your song. I've talked about the
Okay.
melodic idea, and you must know how
Yeah.
to communicate it. And there's the hook. The hook is, let me just say it in the way. The hook is something that your song will be remembered for. Like, just create a lasting impression. Create a
Mm.
lasting impression. Now, in the hook, it might be in the lyrics, it might be in one of the instruments. Like, there are some songs, I'm trying to remember songs right now where you get to a point in the song and everybody knows what you're going to play next. Like everybody knows the
Mm.
one issue. There's something somewhere. If you don't play that stuff, I like you didn't do it well. You didn't do that song.
Yeah.
Because of
Yeah.
because of
Very
something
true.
in the song that I didn't play. I still heard the song on my way back from where I went this evening, and I just heard it. So I was like, if you cannot play this song without just this one line, that's the hook.
Mm.
That's what is going to bring you back to that song, and it's really really important that great songs have hooks. I tell you, like great songs have that hook. They just have it. It might be the words, it might be anything, but you just have something that will bring you back to them. Do you understand? So it's important that
Yeah.
you consider, having a hook in your song. All right. Then you can now begin to say, oh, the words. All right. So let's get on the words now. Let's leave it. Let's leave the music a bit. Let's get to the words of the song. All right. So the words. How do you come about words? How do you come about words? Like some of us are not so some people are not so good with putting words together, but they have
Yeah.
the idea. They have the idea. So what in that sense it's not bad to collaborate. When I mean collaborate, I don't necessarily mean feature someone on your song. That's not what I'm saying. But I
Okay.
mean, you could walk up to somebody who has a better way, their ways around words, and then they could help you out to say, oh, okay, this and this, just put this down. Okay, put it this way. What sort are you trying to communicate? And they help you structure it in words and all of those things. But if it doesn't communicate your idea, don't take it. You don't have to take it. If it doesn't communicate your idea, you don't have to take it. So there are people who are songwriters and they don't even know anything about music. Tell you.
Yeah. Very true.
That's why I said you are the song already. You are the song. Like everyone has a song. Everyone has a story to tell. So you are already the song.
Yeah.
So you don't need, but however, so that's where collaboration, in fact, most great songs are not necessarily songs written by, just one person. A lot of songs. And that's one thing that I see that we suffer in this part of the world also. In
Mm.
Africa, a lot of people want to do my song, my song. But most of those great songs, I just told you about My Life Will Go On by Celine Dion. Celine Dion did not even have one single handwriting in that
Very, very true.
and a lot of great songs. Michael Jackson hits and all those. He doesn't even have most of the songs written by him. Do you
To
understand?
even to buttress your point, I remember the same webinar I talked about. Timmy Dakulo was saying every song you hear Beyonce sing, that
Hmm.
seven people work on the writing of the song alone. Seven different
Wow.
people that she's not even
Wow.
involved in the process. She only comes to the studio, listening to whatever they've written, and then okay, what form do you have and all of that. And then he even
Wow.
said there are other people that they will float, fly them in or flew them in
Yeah.
into the studio to come and check the old recorded songs, and then they will tell
Mm.
you track one, take it to track six, track two, take it to track seven, take track three, take it to track one, remove piano, put flute, do this one. He said that is the
That's
whole
beauty of
job of these guys. They've been working
that's
for, whether you want
yeah.
to talk about Bruno Mars, all these guys. He said that is their own
Exactly.
job. They just come,
Mm.
check the whole thing, scrutinize it, tell you remove this instrument, do this one, feature this person, blah blah blah. And then he said the album will definitely go viral. Like, because that's their job. That's what
It
they do.
will. It will. And that's exactly what I'm saying. See, a lot of these great songs you see around, they're not necessarily written by one person. The idea might start from one person. I like to talk about this song a lot. In Christ alone, I'm a Christian. As a Christian, yes,
Yeah.
I am a Christian. And in Christ alone is one song that it's like I have a personal experience with that song, and I had to go
Mm.
look into who wrote the song, like how did it come about, and I found out I can't remember their names now. But there are two people on the song, like two people, major people who wrote the song. One actually wrote the melody, and one wrote
Mm.
the lyrics. One wrote the words.
Wow.
Do you understand?
Wow.
What am I? You see, now one wrote the melody and one wrote the words. So one had the words. What I think it was the melody that came first. It was actually the melody of the song that came first. It was just
Mm. Yasaladore, mire dola, mire.
and and it was just the idea. It was just the melody that came first. The melody of the song that came first. And and so when the melody was sent to the other guy, you can read this story up. Just Google it, it's everywhere. So when the story got to the other guy, he heard the melody and was like, this melody communicates, you know, the love of God. This melody communicates like hope in God. Like it's a song that when you listen to the tune, even without the words, it communicates what? Hope. So there's already an experience with the melody
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
no words. So there's already an experience with the melody. So now the other guy who got the melody, this was what he wrote at first. My hope is found in Christ alone, and continued
Wow.
everything. Then the second verse
Wow.
and all of that. It was the guy who now wrote the melody who said, "Oh, I think we should begin every verse with in Christ alone. My hope is found, not my hope is
Hope
found
is
in Christ." You get
found
so
in
something
Christ alone. Wow.
as exactly. Something as little as that. Okay, somebody got me the names. Keith, Getty, and Stuart Cohen. So that's the name of the guys who wrote the song. As you can see,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, that's it. So, it, so those are the names there.
Okay.
All right. So, okay. So I said that to say that I mean, but look at the song today. What exactly are you driving at? It is what you drive at that would determine if you're just trying to make a name for yourself and say I just want to blow, quote unquote, man, you can be sure of what. But if it is to communicate something that is going to outlive you, I mean that song is definitely going to outlive this guy. They are still alive, yes, but it's definitely going to outlive them. If Jesus is the song is definitely going to outlive them. So it depends on what you want to. If you just want to build
Yeah.
something shallow, if you're a shallow person, you best a shallow song. If you are a deep person, if you're thinking, if the world of imagination is not limited by anything, if you're able to think,
Yeah.
20 more minutes to read or 15 minutes, you bet a great song and all of that. So it's important that we know how to collaborate. We learn to collaborate. If you're under pressure, just collaborate. I mean, it's the best way to help yourself. All right. So understand your strength, understand your weakness, understand how you can communicate this song better, and all of that. I once heard something by someone. Um, I don't know if you know Gloria Brima. Now, Gloria
Yeah. Yeah.
Brima is the writer of the song Miracle Worker, come and do
Yeah. You
your
are the
miracle.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Yahweh, that song, right? Song is Yahweh.
Yeah.
Now, if she fits something about it. Now, I've forgotten the actual story now, but I heard her live. I was in the session with her where she said that she got the song from an experience where a child was sick. I think a family, a relative was sick. She wasn't in the country. She wasn't in Nigeria, and that relative was really sick. And you know, and that experience, you see what I'm saying? It has to come
Mm.
from an it has come on. Now the song went everywhere to bless everyone across the globe and all that. It was song won several awards and all of that. But how did the song come? Just because of an experience that she had to go through, and that was it. And that was it. Now she now said something, and which is very important for everybody to know. She said that after she
Mm.
released that song, everybody was not like, oh yeah, next song. Everybody was like, oh yeah, give us the next song. And then she released that song. Do you know that she had actually had some songs out before Miracle Worker? And people did not know those things.
Mm.
After that song, she did a whole lot more. And the people were like, oh, all the other songs you have written. She said this, I can't forget it, and it has stayed with me. She said that all the other people say all the other songs you have written, they're not like Yahweh, they're not like Miracle Worker. And she's like, did I give myself Miracle Worker? It came from somewhere. You cannot manufacture inspiration.
Yeah.
You cannot, let me just say, you cannot manufacture inspiration. You can't manufacture it. They don't manufacture it. Comes, and you can't tell when it will come. Which brings me to one point that is important.
Mm.
If you're going to be a great songwriter, if you're going to be a great communicator, where music is concerned, you need to be with your writing pad all the time. I mean, I've
All
gotten
the
a song in
time.
my dreams before. I mean, I've gotten a song in my dream. I'm telling you, real story. I've gotten seven, not even one. I've gotten different
Yeah.
ideas out of it. I just wake up and I'm recording it right there and then. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it's important to be with your recording tools and anytime, because anytime anything can come to you and you just want to put them down, just want to record them already, so that you don't lose them, because you can't tell when it's going to come back. Do you understand? So that is a
Yeah.
real important point. That's a really important point for you. So let me go back to the story I was sharing. So she said that, and people were like, hey, I didn't manufacture this experience. So don't put yourself under pressure. All right, tell your story. If you want to tell a story of joy, tell it. If you want to tell a story of sadness, tell it. If you want to tell a story of heartbreak, tell it. Whatever. Adele, oh God, someone like you. Never thought I'd find someone like you. I did this. And all the songs. No, Adele, the start song when she wrote someone like you, it was out of an heartbreak, and she went on to collect Grammy for singing and sharing her story. How can I win Grammy for sharing my story?
Wow. Wow. Wow.
As if she was a true story, heartbreak. The guy broke her heart, and she wrote a song from it. In fact, in the song, the song communicated one emotion that you could tell that this is not excellent singing. I don't know if you get my. You could tell
Mm.
once you guys are singing, you're going to be able to. But it was not about that. It was how the song connected with people. And how is your song going to connect? It is real. It is real. It might
Yeah.
not be your story. You know what I said? It might not be your story, but it has to be very, very real. And these things are just important. So, build what I'm going to say is to just help yourself, just help your mind. So if you're not a wide thinker, I can advise that you be a good reader. You read wide, you listen to news, you watch documentaries. Just be someone who is willing to try out new things, be adventurous in nature. These things are going to help you. I'm sure this is not the
Mm.
conventional things. You probably want me to tell
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
your pen,
Yeah.
put your pen on the white paper and say this and say ha 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 3 times, and then you have your next hit. you but,
Doesn't happen that way.
but no, just free yourself. Like, know your limitations. If you are very good with melody, then work with melody. If you're very good with reading, if your sense of reading is better, if a lot of people used to advise that, even in this part of the world, I can tell most of African songs are built around reading. It's are built around reading. Most of, I mean, for Afro, let me just zero it down to Afro pop music. They're built on reading. Reading. You can tell that some that we want to get to cut down control. We want to get that right. You just put in one word. But most of the songs don't last. I mean, I'm not sorry to say, but they don't last. I mean,
Definitely,
there's
they
nowhere you
don't.
will hear redemption song by Bob Marley that you would not know it's an experience. As in, you would know that it's an experience. So that's just that. All right. So build a relationship. I've said that already. Network with people. Build relationships. It's going to help you a lot. Like, run your ideas, bounce your ideas on people. Let trusted folks, not just people who will say it's good, it's good, it's good. Not yes men. They call them yes men. Yes men, and people just tell you, it's fine, I love it, it's good. No, no, I still did this past week. I mean, I was with a guy. It's a very good friend of mine. And he said, no, don't do it like. And I really bought into it. And that's how it should be. That's how great songs come about. So network well, and all of that. Then be careful to criticize songs also. Be careful when you criticize songs. Be careful. Like, be careful. Don't just
Mm.
be too quick to say the song is whack. Don't be too quick. Like, because I mean, you are just the next person to be criticized. So be careful how you criticize songs. can put
So that when
you
it's
can
your
put
turn, you will not receive double portion.
in what music has to appeal to you. I don't like Fuji music, but the boys in the area they dance to Fuji music. But I don't have to now start criticizing Fuji music. I mean, if they love it, they love it. If they love it, they love it. I don't like Fuji. I'm not intending to go into Fuji. I don't know, but they love it. I mean, it drives them way. Like, all right, so that's really important. So have a dynamic mindset. Don't be boxed. Have a dynamic mindset. Be confident in what you do and all of that. So it's really really important. Take off the hold around you. All right. So if I want to also say a few other things that would help you, recount your personal experience. I've said already. You can even do it now. If we're in a physical class, I probably will, or maybe in a more a class where we have more time. We'll probably have this exercise where we just think. Everybody close your eyes and think about a personal experience
Mm.
quickly, and you just think about it. Write it down. Maybe three of them. Just write it down. Or just one of them. Write it down, and then we'll just bring out something around it. We put it. Then you can put, okay, what drives you when you remember that incident. What else do you remember? Do you remember love? Do you remember what feeling does it bring to your heart? And then if you want to effect a change in that area, for example, if you close your eyes and you think about Nigeria, or you think about a particular country, or you think about in a particular place where things are not probably working, or something, or a family that things are not working for. I'm just saying, and then it brings you to a place where you just think about an experience, and then you think about it, and then the next thing I would like you to do, okay, so what would you like to do? What change would you like to effect in that situation? Once you can put an answer to this, I mean, you have a song. You have a song. You have a song.
Yeah.
Once you can put an answer to this, you have a song. I tell you the truth. Songs are bred from the place of experience. So if you want, don't be boxed by the rule. I like what I said earlier. And the rules are not to box you. They are only there to guide you.
Yeah.
They are only
Yeah.
there to guide you. They are not there to box you. Like I heard of someone
Wow.
who wrote a song. He wrote.
Yeah.
Let me just say this finally. I heard of someone who wrote a song, and he said he just got the chorus. Let me put it that way. For years, I mean, the person recorded several albums with that chorus staying there. He didn't touch it. Then by the time he was going to eventually
Wow.
release that song, he ended up releasing just that chorus. Ended
Hmm.
up releasing no verse, no nothing. Now that takes you to form. Now there are different kind of music. We didn't talk about hymns. We didn't talk about the genre. The genre of music also with the style and all of that will tell you how to go about writing. All right, that's why I tell you the best way to set yourself free is to understand the basics, because you might be claiming to be setting yourself free when you don't understand the basics, but you are actually shortchanging yourself. You're shortchanging yourself because a simple knowledge of notes or reading and how to tweak this thing might just help you. But however, like I said earlier, it is important for you to know how to just put all of these things together, and it's going to help you. All right. So we could have gone through a different route, but I just chose this because it's like setting people free. Like if I wanted to really put everything you said here today into one, I'll just say set yourself free, really. However, understand the basics. All right. Understand the basics is a good way to set yourself free. So don't say because you say set yourself free, just go out and I want to be free. Nobody should tell me anything. I want to write. Sorry, sir. So sorry. You don't want to do that, but you just want to, put things into perspective, communicate an experience and all of that. That is really, really important. Listen to wide range of music also. It is important for you to listen wide. All right, listen wide. Don't criticize. Don't be too quick to criticize. Don't be too quick to criticize. So
Yeah.
you're already a song. So thank you. I don't know if I
Yeah,
just
thank
want
you,
I would
thank
like
you,
to
thank
end.
you so much. I mean, this is priceless. I mean, this is priceless. There are so many things we could talk about, but for what you've
Yeah.
shared within that 40 minutes, I mean, that's a very, very
Yes.
great one
Uh,
right there. I mean, you talk about sharing a story, you talk about being sincere with
mm,
yourself. Are you still there?
yes, I am. I am.
Yeah, so you talk about sharing a story, you talk about being sincere with yourself. I mean, you talk about that whatever you want to learn about songwriting, that it's a principle, it's not a rule that should box you. I mean, those are
Exactly.
priceless words right there. You says rules are there to guide, but not to box. and then you said
Yes, sir.
we should take away the pressure. I mean, I wrote all these down. You said
Oh,
you
wow.
are already a song. I mean, that's something I'm going to put on my Instagram, and I'm going to tag your name. I mean, right there.
Ooh,
I mean, you write, you put guide to writing song. You said we need a team that is,
yeah.
like something to guide us, and then you talk about learning the basics, and it's very, 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 very important. So, if there is no question, I would just like to ask 2 to 3 questions before
All right.
I release you. So, do you think for a singer who doesn't know how to play any instrument, musical instrument, do you think the
Yep.
person would need to definitely learn one or two, maybe just as for the beginner level to help? I mean, the writing process.
Yes, sir. I totally agree with you. I mean, like I said earlier, one of the ways to setting yourself free would be to learn the basics. So even if it means understanding, because learning an instrument is going to help you understand how to, work out progressions, what
Yeah,
progressions. I mean, a lot of people who are songwriters don't even know progressions. They just write. I mean, they just want to write and all of that. So it's going to
yeah.
help you. It's going to help you to set yourself free. So it's going to help you to know how to navigate in that world
Mm,
of writing.
mm,
It's going to help you.
yeah,
So it's better you learn the basics. However, before you get to the point where you're able to stand alone, have somebody you can work with. All right. Have someone you can work with. That's where we talked about collaboration earlier. Have someone you can work with where you say, oh, okay, I have an idea. Let me run it by you. Let me be my sounding board. Let me run these ideas by you, and
yeah,
then
yeah,
help you to. Do you understand? So, like I say, I
yeah,
also still do this. I mean, I have a lot of great friends. You are one of them, and I still run a lot of ideas. Should we do this? I remember the last
yeah,
session we had, at my studio, and then I had to invite you over. Gaffer, please,
yeah,
let's do this thing.
yeah,
That's how it is. So, I
yeah,
mean, I could play, but I just wanted to bounce, on you. But like I said,
yeah.
it's important to learn the basics. So please, I would advise you go after the basics. Don't just say I just have a gift of writing and all that, but go after the basics. It's gonna help you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very good. That's awesome.
I'm
So,
just praying that
one
I'm
more
praying that my
question.
battery does not go off. Sorry, but I'm
Sir?
with you. I'm praying and hoping my
Okay,
battery does
okay.
not go off.
One more question. So
All
the
right.
last question would be, I mean, one of the singers or one of the musicians I'm studying right now is David. David in the Bible. I mean, if you look at the book
Oh,
of
okay.
Psalms, I mean, the book of Psalms happens to be like the largest book in the Bible. It takes like 7% of the Bible, and it's basically songs.
Mm,
And if David had
mm.
maybe Abbey Road Studio in his days, maybe he could have recorded some of those songs, and we
Woo!
won't just have them written down. So, do you
Woo!
think so? My question would be that, do you think for a gospel singer, do you think the person needs to pray to God, wait for revelation before he write the song, rather write the song? Or do you think, okay, the person can just go with the happenings in his environment to just write songs and all that?
Okay, so like I said, songs are inspired. All right, they're inspired. However, yes, you can pray for. I mean, you can ask anything, anything. Okay, ask
Yeah,
anything you want. So
yeah, in
you
my
can
name,
pray for
yeah,
it. However, you don't like I say, you don't put pressure, you don't put timeline, you don't say
oh,
before the end
I
of
get that now.
the day, I want to, you don't, because you're already coming back to that point of pressure. You're already back there. You understand? You don't do that. But you can pray for it. However, also now, if you're in the already it's your experience. I still tell you the truth. By the time you stay in the word, by the time you now if you want, let's talk gospel, right? By the time you stay in the word, by the time you stay in
Yeah.
the word, in fellowship with God. I mean, you will hear angels singing to your ears. I'm telling you, you would hear
Wow,
things.
wow.
You would you would hear a lot of things. I mean, it's the product of relationship. Do you understand? I mean,
Yeah,
I'm talking to you a lot. I know how you talk back at me. I know how you talk. I
yeah.
know I know how you sound. And all of that. There
Mm,
is enough time before you begin to hear the sound of heaven, and you just bring it down to
mm,
earth, and you are just bringing heaven on earth, literally, with your
mm,
song. So just connect
mm,
to heaven. Just keep the connection. No pressure. If you're supposed to be a songwriter, let me tell you the truth. Just keep the connection. That's all. That's all. If you're supposed to be a songwriter, just keep the connection. It will flow. Once you're
mm.
connected, it will flow. It's a gradient. It will just flow. to flow through you, just flow to you, to flow.
Wow,
Yes, sir.
thank you so much. This is so
Thank
awesome.
you,
I mean,
thank you,
I can't really thank you enough, but I mean, this is
thank
so
you for
much and
having me.
it's priceless. It's not, there's no amount of whatever I want to communicate that would, amount to the value you've put out tonight. And I can only say thank you so much. And,
Yeah, I have a
I
question for
believe we
you
are
though.
going to do, sir?
Okay, I guess you're just about to answer my question before I even ask. I was going to ask, like, would there be a time where you would help us to put out another thing like this, where another sessions like this, where we can have you know more robust time to go into some of these things, talk about in much more details, like actually create a song and create an experience. So that's my question to you.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know where
definitely
I
we
don't know if
can.
people you
Yeah.
bring up I don't know if you bring up people who ask the those questions, but I just want to ask you.
I didn't get that. Please say that again.
I don't know if you bring people up who come up to ask the host questions. I mean, you've asked me some questions. I thought to ask you a question. So, like, is there going to be a time where you're going to put something out, and we are going to have some in-depth discussions on some of these things, sir?
Yeah, definitely. We need to. I'm already working on creating a community. So, I believe community
Awesome.
creation in this season would be one of the things that is very, very needed for, for
Yeah.
us to put out all, some of the clarity we've, gathered so far and all of that. So, there is clarity a community I'm trying to work on right now, not even trying to work on, is on, it's just there ready to launch, and I'm going to put it out
Oh,
to this platform, and I call it exponential musician community. So we're going to work on
awesome.
some of these things in depth. Talk about songwriting, talk about the science of traction, attraction, because I've discovered that the way we think about this digital age, and this whole, thing that the white guys are using to their advantage, the way we take it is like we just use that consumer mentality. Like, we don't see it as
Mm,
the white guys. They see internet as digital real estate, where they build schools. You
yes,
have
sir.
Udemy, you have Skillshare, you have all this stuff. So they build a movie house. You have Netflix. They build whatever you can listen to songs. You have,
Okay.
Spotify. So that is how they see it. So we need to come together and learn all of that. I remember joining a live session with the likes of Mine and all of them, and I had to ask questions since he has managed record label before, and then he shared
Mm,
something along this line about community building and all those
mm,
stuff. So it kind of validates what I believe, talked about. I know it's not my idea, just like you mentioned, inspiration. So it's an inspiration, and we are going to work
yes, sir.
on, and definitely we are going to have someone like you who is my boss. We have you there, and we have so many great people, around us there. So definitely we are working on
Great,
that, and it's
great.
going to come up soon. And I hope that this will not just be a one-off thing. I'm planning to do this
Mm.
probably every month or quarterly. Yeah, so this live
Oh,
webinar.
great.
So
Great,
yes, sir.
great. Thank you,
Yes, sir.
sir, for
Thank you
having
so
me. Thank you
much.
so
Thank you
much.
so much for coming online.
Thank
I would love
you.
to release you
Thank
right
you.
now, because I know there is
Oh, thank
still
you.
another meeting we have to attend tomorrow. Two meetings with
Yeah, sure.
other meetings right there. Yeah. Thank you so
Yeah, thank
much.
you so much for having me.
It's
Thank
so
you,
lovely to
everyone.
have you right here. Thank you. I know people
Thank
have
you.
sent, some people have sent. I see my sister Faith. I see Mr. Jacobs Oluwaseun dropping comment. I see Taiwo.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
Sister
Thank you
Faith is
so much.
saying thank you so much, Mr. Caleb. Thank you too
Thank
for joining.
you.
Thank you. All right. So thank
All right,
you.
thank
And
you.
this will be the end. It's 1 hour already. Thank you. See you
Oh,
tomorrow,
awesome.
sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So you can log out. Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, thank you everybody for joining. I'm so excited for this, edition, and we're going to have more of this, I believe. So by next month, we'll work on another one. So thank you. I would have to release everybody right now. There is service to plan tomorrow and to attend tomorrow, and there are other preparation we need to put in place. Thank you for using your data to stream. I love you. Thank you so much. I send my hug to you. Have a wonderful evening. Bye. Or if you want to send any request, or you have any other question, you can just send me a message on 09033209782. If you are in Nigeria, 09033209782. But for my Ghanaian audience, I believe I have some Ghanaian audience in some WhatsApp group, and they are going to watch this later. So the country code will be +234 903327 +234 9033209782. Thank you. God bless you and have a wonderful evening.